Just because you are playing a gig or they called you to play at the church or they called you to play and they're paying you too, you're even getting paid, doesn't mean you're advanced level skill-wise.
I'm staring out the window, but this is not my father's depression.
When you start practicing things to try to get to the advanced level and you realize you are a beginner just like those guys, but just at the advanced things, that's hard.
Stop adjusting the gear. It's not the gear, bro. Don't adjust your seat. Shoot, hold on. It's not the seat. If you had the skills to do all of the rah-rah, you would do it.
Right.
If you would have put in the time and put in the work to get to that level, you would do it. Yes, I'm garbage at this. I'm trash at this, but I'm not going to be here forever, but it's okay. Good people, welcome back.
Yo.
This is another episode of DrumCode.
The podcast.
The podcast.
You know what it is.
Episode number something.
Yeah.
I
mean, we just started this podcast, ended it, and started back so many times now.
I mean, are we doing a continuation? Are we going to act like the numbers? Is it going to be like...
I have no idea.
Or are we just starting at one?
And then we starting at one.
Okay. Well, we already have another one a newer one. Is that newer one or is that like 87?
I think it says like one. I don't know. Well, but I mean, season...
See, that's what it is. It's a different season. Season 2025.
For sure.
Today.
Wow.
Pause.
What's going on?
Today.
Yes.
I didn't mean to say that.
We're talking about
the beginner mindset.
Keeping a beginner mindset. Man, I feel like beginners have an advantage, bro, that like advanced players, even intermediate players don't have.
Wait. Beginners have an advantage.
Yes, they have an advantage over
intermediates and advanced drummers.
Yeah, I think so.
You need to dive into that.
Well, I'll say this. The reason why I think they have an advantage is because they don't know anything yet. They know that they don't know anything yet.
Mm-hmm.
They're not good, and they're not expecting to be good.
Mm-hmm.
And because they're not expecting to be good and they know that they're not good, when they practice, they're not distraught that they don't sound good. Because they expect to not sound good because they know that they're a beginner. And they're like, well, beginners don't sound good. I'm a beginner.
Yeah.
I'm just getting started.
Yeah. And they listen. That's why I don't want to teach none of you advanced drummers. Because y'all advanced drummers.
Oh, my goodness. You haven't been down that rabbit hole in a long time.
Man.
Please don't jump down it.
I'm going in.
Not today.
Advanced drummers don't listen.
So here's the thing. Like, if you remember when you were a beginner, when you first started playing, like you have some of your biggest leaps in skill development in that first year of you playing, right? Like you go from knowing nothing at all to literally learning how to play your first grooves, your first drum fills, you're playing your first songs, like you went from nothing to being good enough to actually play to some music, right?
Yep.
And that is a huge leap. But for some reason, once you become intermediate or maybe even an intermediate advanced, but I say this is really even worse for intermediate drummers, they struggle to get to advance because they lose something they had when they were beginners. They had something when they were beginners. Then when they become intermediate, they lose that thing. And then they lose it and it makes it hard to become advanced.
That sound like when they talk about rappers who didn't make before they made it, they was more hungry.
Yeah.
And their verses were like more fire, more like, Then they get some money in their pocket and it's like, the album's not they don't progress. They just kind of peak out there.
So it's a very similar thing to that because this is what I think. This is my hypothesis of what I think happens. A beginner, again, doesn't have expectation to be good. They're okay with not being good at something because they're beginning. Then what happens is as you become more proficient, you have an expectation, you take on this new identity. You don't feel like a beginner anymore. When someone asks you, when someone asks you when you're first starting, hey, you're a drummer? You're like, I'm just getting started. I'm a beginner. You don't really identify fully as a drummer. As you get good, then you become intermediate and maybe even good enough to get gigs. And by the way, just because you're playing gigs doesn't mean you're an advanced drummer. Like I just want to put that out there. There's a lot of people who are playing gigs and they think like, well, I'm already in bands. I play in cover band and I play at this. And there's nothing wrong with playing cover because there's pro level advanced musicians that play those gigs too. But just because you are playing a gig or they called you to play at the church or they called you to play and they're paying you too, you're even getting paid, doesn't mean you're advanced level skill wise.
Man,
you could still be very, 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 very intermediate.
I've seen them.
Even beginner. I've seen beginners, like they're beginner intermediate, not all the way intermediate, but they're like
just on the cusp.
Yeah,
of crossing over.
But you could still play gigs because let's be honest about it. To play cover band and like to play
don't shoot.
No, it's not just about cover band. It's about just to get paid to play music in general.
Okay.
You don't have to be Eric Moore. You don't. Thomas Pridgeon or any of the guys that are amazing world-class drummers. You do not have to be a world-class drummer. So just because you're playing gigs doesn't mean. So now back to what I was saying. You're a beginner. You get good enough to get hired to play a gig. Maybe the church has hired you or they want you to play and people are asking, nobody's complaining, you're able to play the songs. Now you have this identity of like, oh yeah, I'm a drummer. I play in bands. Like, yeah, I'm the thing now. Like I'm actually a drummer.
I'm it.
Not like arrogant, I'm it, but like they don't see themselves as a beginner anymore.
Yeah.
And when you don't see yourself as a beginner, that means you have an expectation of a certain level that you're supposed to be at. And then time goes on and now you've been playing for 5, 10, 15, 20 years, even longer than that. But you haven't really progressed. And
you mean they're repeating year 2
over and over and over again? Some repeat year 5.
Really?
Right. They'll get to year 5 and then they'll stay at that skill level and repeat year 5 for like the next 30 years.
And they tell you they've been playing drums for 30 years.
They tell me they've been playing drums for 35 years, but really they've been repeating year 5 for 30 of them. 100%.
Man.
But here's the thing. The thing that you lose from beginner to intermediate is being okay with being a beginner.
Mm-hmm.
Because now that it's time to go to get advanced and you start practicing the things to get advanced and you feel like a beginner again. But once you leave the beginner stage and you have disassociated yourself, you have disassociated your identity with being a beginner, where you're like, no, I'm a pretty good drummer. I'm not like a beginner. I'm not like those guys. Well, then when you start practicing things to try to get to the advanced level and you realize you are a beginner just like those guys, but just at the advanced things, that's hard. It's a shot to the ego.
I was about to say that sounds like ego right there.
It's a shot to the ego, and it makes guys start practicing, get frustrated 10 minutes in, and move on to something else. It makes guys start to blame their gear for the reason that they're not like, well, it's because it's just I can't get it my foot pedal. Like what do you?
Hey, when you can't play something clean, stop adjusting the gear. It's not the gear, bro. Don't adjust your seat. Shoot, hold on. It's not the seat. It ain't the pedal. It ain't the sticks.
It's none of that.
It's
like,
you.
Guys start saying things like, well, man, I just can't get a good sound with my toms. I mean, I just need to buy another drum kit. And they start getting $10,000, $5,000, $10,000 kits. Like, that's going to improve their sound. Like, no, you're just going to be an intermediate drummer playing an expensive kit. Or you're going to be a beginner intermediate drummer playing an expensive kit. But if you're trying to get to advanced, and I'm talking about skill levels where you're flowing freely without overthinking and all that stuff, and you're trying to get to the other side of that, well, you're going to struggle with that if you can't handle being a beginner again. And this is why I think it's good for all drummers, even advanced drummers, to maintain a beginner mindset. Because remember, you make the biggest leaps in your skill level when you're a beginner, because you're just open and you're okay with not being good. But you're still putting in the work because you just want to get from point A to point B. And you're not judging yourself about it. You're just like, yeah, I'm a beginner. I'm trying to figure this out. So yes, you're a beginner. And then you get to the point where you can play a groove. Now you're trying to play fills. Well, like, yeah, I mean, I've only been playing for 6 months. So
let me just add just one little thing to what you just said when you said you're okay with not being good.
Yeah.
It's being okay with not being good at that one thing.
Correct.
That you're a beginner at. It
Correct.
doesn't mean you're still a beginner in the Billie Jean groove, right? Oh, I know how to play that. Oh, you've gotten to the intermediate level of that or the advanced level of that, because that is a very simple groove. You're just a beginner at the samba now, or you're a beginner at this crazy retarded pattern that you've never learned before.
Or even like you've never played solos. You've never really gotten to that level of advanced drum fills or the creative side. Like on our last podcast, we were talking about exploring creativity and like how to practice that. Like you've never gone in that way. And so what drummers end up doing instead is creating new identities. Like, oh yeah, I'm not that kind of drummer. I'm this
oh
kind
my
of drummer.
gosh, bro. Y'all gotta stop. Y'all gotta cut the shift. Cut the further mucking shift. I didn't cuss.
Wow.
Did I cuss?
Jesus Christ.
I'm asking.
I don't think that people who are listening are going to be able to tell if you were or not.
I didn't curse at all. I don't cuss.
I got
you know that. So y'all gotta cut the shift. That's right.
With a T?
FT. Okay, cut the shift. I just do this and I just do that. I don't really stop it, because if you had the skills to do all of the rah, you would do it.
Right.
If you would have put in the time and put in the work to get to that level, you would do it. Stop judging other people. This is a side note. This has nothing to do with the beginner mindset. Okay, stop judging others.
I'm saying because like this has to do with like identity. So what happens is when you're a beginner, you identify as a beginner and you're cool with what being a beginner is. But when you feel and you have decided that you're not a beginner anymore and you're intermediate, you have decided that you're not that thing at the beginning. And there are things that come along with being a beginner that also come along with being intermediate. Well, it comes along with whenever you're trying to get to the next level. So if you're intermediate and you're trying to get to the next level, well, you're going to be a beginner at the next thing. But because you've disassociated and disidentified with the attributes of being a beginner, now it's hard for you to face it. There's an incongruency with what you're experiencing and how you see yourself. And because of that, you won't put in the work to actually get to the next level. And so that's when you start making other identities to say, well, I'm not that type of drummer. Well, this drummer that played on a record in 1970s in this rock band didn't play these things, and people still love and respect him, so I can still love and respect myself, even though I want to get to the next level. And this is for guys who want to get to the next level. This is what I'm talking about. If you don't want to get to the next level, not for you.
And gals.
And gals. But if you're a drummer and you want to get to the next level, like you can't create these other identities to make yourself feel better about the fact that you haven't improved. You can literally just grab the same identity you had when you started that helped you get from point A to point B and then bring it over to the next thing. Like, oh, I'm intermediate. I'm trying to play this advanced stuff. Now I'm a beginner at this though. Like I'm trying to work on my 4-way independence. Man, I can't get my left foot to follow suit to save my life. I feel like I don't have any control of it whatsoever.
You still feel that way.
Yeah, right here. You're a beginner at that.
You're a beginner.
Okay.
It's all good. And remember, he said it already. Man, Sabu, put this in an ad or something. But you said it just earlier. You said being a beginner at this one thing and being okay with being a beginner.
Yeah.
Like you gotta be okay with it.
Yeah.
That's the biggest thing. I mean, it sounds simple. Yo, it's not just being a beginner. I'm okay with this moment right now. I'm good. Like it's not, man, there's so many people that we have worked with and people we have spoken to where it's not okay with them being a beginner, and we have to shift their mindset. Like, this is not, who told you this was bad? Yes, I'm garbage at this. I'm trash at this. But this other thing that I used to be trash at, I did what it took to get there, so I know how to get to the goal. Right. Putting in the same work. I'm garbage at this over here right now, and I'm not going to be here forever, but it's okay. Yep. That I'm trash.
And if you can get to that point where you can accept and be okay with, oh, I'm a beginner at this, I'm not good at this, now you'll actually create the identity. You'll be humble enough to put in the work, and you won't hate yourself throughout the process. There's no people like, I'm the hardest on myself. Yes, because you're not okay with the fact that you think that you should be, that this should be, but you never did what it took to get to that point. And so you've always been a beginner at this. You're just facing it now.
It's that part. Another thing you had said earlier about the drummer who played on the record, and you also said, for those of you who want to go past that, I think we got a little too radical with our message. No. Yeah. For the, woo, Jesus Christ. For those of you who just want to do that, who just want to get there, like, oh, this drummer, he didn't play all that stuff, and he's on a great record, he's respected, yada, yada, yada. I guarantee you that drummer stopped increasing his leveling up. Oh, yeah. And it's okay if that's your goal. You had mentioned earlier as well, you said, this is for those of you who want to go past that.
Yeah, if you want to get to the next level.
This is not for people who want to stay right there. Not that staying right there is bad or wrong. It's just your choice. If you choose, hey, listen, I just want to be good enough to play in the band. I just want to do the bare bottom minimum. By all means.
We're not talking to those people.
We're talking to the ones that want to go past that.
Yeah, the ones who actually want to get good, right? The ones who want to get to advanced.
Let me say better.
Yeah,
I want to get better.
Get better. The pro level, advanced level, freedom, flow, creativity. Like, that's what we're talking about. So, like, if you're trying to get to that point, you got to be able to keep a beginner mindset and understand that the moment that you let the beginner mindset go, the moment you let it go is the moment that it will become exponentially harder for you to improve, because you will always be judging yourself because you think that you are not that beginner person, and what you're experiencing will always be incongruent with the reality that you have in your mind about who you are. And so you want these things to be congruent. That way it's easy for you to do it. You're like, oh yeah, I'm a beginner at this. Cool. This is hard. Yeah, it's supposed to be.
It's supposed to be hard. Pause.
Yeah, pause.
But also,
Yo. Big pause.
big pause. Also, when you're a beginner at something, this is something you also need to understand. Everyone that's trying to get to the next level, the time, the patience that it takes, because some things you do accomplish in 3 weeks or 2 days or 5 days. But then may be some things that you come across that you're a beginner at again, and it takes you
6 months.
I was about to say
12 months.
a year. I was just like, it takes you that long.
36 months.
Sometimes that happens.
Yeah.
You still need to be okay with being a beginner in that. Like, hey, this particular thing, I didn't get it down in 3 days like I did the other 75 things.
That's the thing. Why do they think that it's going to take 3 days? Why do they think that it's only going to take a month?
Because they've accomplished something else in 3 days.
In that time.
Or in a month. Or yeah, I've struggled at something over here.
How come they don't say that? Like, when they're talking, when they see their favorite drummers playing,
Yeah.
crazy solos, amazing, blazing stuff, what they say at that point to make themselves feel better about what they're seeing, they go, oh, well, those drummers, they've been doing this. They go crazy. They've been doing this for decades. They've been doing this since that person's been playing like that since they were 7. Now they're 50. And so that for them, of course, it's second nature. Okay, wait a minute. If you ever have said that about a drummer that you've seen play, you were right. That drummer has been playing since he was 7 and is amazing at 25, 30, 40 years old. It's second nature to them, right? And if it took that long for them, why do you think you should have it in 3 days? Why do you think you should have it in 30 days?
Yeah.
You can make drastic improvements for sure.
Yeah.
In 30 days and 6 months, in a year's time, you can literally improve if you're actually practicing.
Facts.
But the only way that you're going to actually be able to stomach the monotony, the drudgery.
Practice is boring.
The only way you're going to be is if you're okay with the fact that you don't sound good. Matter of fact, if you are sounding amazing and you're practicing, I am here to tell you, you're not practicing.
Period.
It's just what it is.
Practice is so boring.
And you spend 30 minutes to an hour, sometimes more, sounding terrible.
Man, this is you know what? I think that because they haven't heard their favorite drummer talk about the frustrating times, how long it took to get certain ideas down, concepts down, hitting brick walls mentally. I think that's why they have this it's part of the reason why they have that mentality of I should be better at this faster and yada yada yada. Because my favorite drummer just did, but they've been playing this since they was little. Okay, great. But do you know that your favorite drummer also spent weeks on an idea, months on an idea, heck, years on concepts, years. And if you listen to, I have listened to some podcasts, but then also some drum clinics where they haven't talked about hitting the brick wall, but they have said these words. Hey, I'm still learning. Yep. I'm still a student of the music. I'm still a student of drums, still to this day. Yep. And these are your favorite drummers. They didn't say the other stuff, but they said that. And I read between the lines, right?
They got stuff that they're working on too that they're not so great at still.
That part.
There's just levels to it.
And you don't get to see it until they're great at it. So some of the stuff you're practicing, you do got to keep it in the woodshed until it's ready. Till it's ready.
I mean, the caterpillar does go into the cocoon for a while before it comes out as the butterfly.
I mean, Goku went into the hyperbolic time chamber and came out.
And the drummers who work with us go into the shed camp club.
I'm just saying.
That's the way we do it. Because at the end of the day, like, if you keep a beginner mindset,
then you'll never go Super Saiyan.
That's not true.
I mean, you will go Super Saiyan. That's what you.
Yeah,
If you keep it. My bad.
If you keep the beginner mindset,
I wasn't actively listening.
Yeah, you weren't.
You will go Super Saiyan 3.
Be able to
Remember the blue hair?
No, the Super Saiyan 3 was blue hair?
I thought, yeah, there was blue hair.
Okay.
I think it was
blue
blue
Super Saiyan, regular Super Saiyan is the gold hair. Super Saiyan 3 was not the blue hair. I think that might have been like Super Saiyan 4 or 5. Because Super Saiyan 3, I think the hair just got real long.
Do you remember the kid on YouTube that said he could go Super Saiyan?
How many years ago? That had to be over a decade. I wonder what that kid is, because he's got to be a grown man with a family now.
I'm going to find that man on social media.
He was literally powering up.
I could go Super Saiyan just like Goku. And you are my guy. You inspired me to keep the beginner mindset. Yes.
So anyway, yes, if you keep the beginner mindset, you'll have the mindset that you need to be able to break through the walls in your playing, because you won't hate yourself. Period. As you go through it. So that's it, man.
All right. We're out of here. We're back for another podcast. On the next one, make sure you
hashtag all the way through.
Oh, yeah, for those who watch the whole podcast, in the comment section, hashtag all the way through. Hit the subscribe button. Share this with any and every drummer you know that needs to learn how to keep the beginner mindset. We're out of here. Peace.